So recently I've been getting a lot of messages about LaserLink, one of our new products which has come out to simulate walked up shooting. So I figured I'd just put this video together quickly just to give you an overview of the system and to give you an idea of its functionality. So behind me I have an invisible laser beam going across the width of this garden, which is connected to this clay pigeon trap what you can see just behind me. If I enable the layout with the master remote control, and now when I walk through this beam, if you watch the trap will fire. Once it has fired, however, it actually disables itself. So if the person happens to step backwards and through the beam again, or God forbid someone else comes through the walkout, which they shouldn't, I should add, there should only be one person on the layout at a time, it won't actually fire a second clay. It's only once the round has been completed and the shooter returns to the start point, the person in charge of the course layout can enable the course once again for the next shooter to walk through. As for the actual system itself, there's two ways it can actually be used. As it is currently, it's plugged directly onto a trap. This is fine if you are simulating spring and teal, for example, or perhaps a rabbit trap. You can use an extension cable, you can make one up 5-10 meters, no problem, so you can move the trap further away from where the actual IR beam is. I appreciate there are going to be circumstances where you'll want the trap further away for crossing targets. You might want to put on a Simo pair of crossers, no problem. Because this is actually a wireless device, obviously, because it talks to a master control, we can take advantage of using the TrapLink Pro receivers. So by pairing two wireless receivers to this box, you're now creating a wireless system. But because you can plug a trap directly to it, we're giving you the option to hardwire your traps to the device, so you save money by not having to purchase additional receivers at £80 each. So we'll take a quick look at the actual system itself and we'll go from there. So what you're looking at here is a reflector for LaserLink, which you situate on the other side of the walkway. The distance from this reflector from LaserLink is up to 10 meters, so it is a considerable distance. The reason we opt for this passive approach of just a standard reflector is it saves you from needing batteries on this side of the layout. Not only is this keeping your maintenance down, but it's obviously keeping your overall system costs down as well. So if we move over to LaserLink itself, so this little sensor has the emitting laser beam from the bottom half of the sensor, what goes over to the reflector you've just seen, and then it's received back in this top part of the sensor here. On top we have two lights, one of which is a alignment light, so it's very easy for one person to set this course up. All they have to do is adjust the stake, eyeballing over to where the sensor is until this orange light comes on, then you know it's in alignment. And then as soon as someone walks through or you wave your arm across the front of it, you'll see this light go on and off to tell you that it's actually working. The second light is a green light, and that just tells you it's actually receiving power, so you know the system's all switched on and good to go. On the back of here we have a sensitivity which is supposed to increase the power of the laser beam. I've actually got that set on minimum at the moment, and I'm going the full width of this garden, which is about 7 meters. The spec sheets advertise this type of sensor to work to up to 10 meters. I'd be very interested to see just how far this will go, but for every distance I've tested it on thus far, it's performed really well. And that's also in direct sunlight as well. I was a little bit concerned that direct sunlight on the reflector could interfere with the sensor actually working properly, but it has no effect whatsoever. It's really stable, which is nice to know. I've actually got this nearly waist height set up as well, mostly because if you have a pheasant go running through or a rabbit, it's high enough that the wildlife won't trigger it. Of course, if a deer goes running through, well, there's not much we can do about a deer, but to mitigate against the smaller wildlife, what you might encounter on a course, just try and keep that sensor a little bit higher. So this is the heart of LaserLink. Looks very much similar to one of our receivers, with the addition of an extra cable coming out of the bottom. So we have one cable what goes off to the actual sensor itself, and then the other cable on this instance is wired onto a lovely Bowman's trap. For Bowman's we fitted it with a DuraPlug connector, but we can fit this with Hirschman if it's for Chromatic. We can also fit it with the connector suitable for Laporte, XLR connectors for Parker, you name it. This unit will do switch negative or switch positive, so we can make this suitable for any trap. On the side of the unit we have the configuration button, and we use this to pair two traps. As mentioned before, this is either a wired system or you can make it wireless. So I guess the next step of this video is to show you just how we set this up as a wireless system. So currently we've got this set up as a wired system, and we're just going to convert it into a wireless one just to give you an idea how that configuration goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is nudge this trap to make it safe, and I will disconnect LaserLink from the trap. But obviously for the trap to be able to be used, I'm just going to use a TrapLink Pro receiver. I've just noticed I'm sitting in a massive ant's nest. It's actually quite impressive, but let's do this quickly, shall we? So I will plug the receiver onto the trap, and when I arm the trap I will hear the TrapLink Pro receiver beep twice. That tells us that the unit is powered, good to go. With LaserLink, however, because we've now disconnected it from the trap, it's no longer receiving power, so we have to power it separately. Included with LaserLink is the female side of the DuraPlug, and like so. So if you wire on a piece of flex cable, you can connect that onto a separate 12-volt power supply. In this instance, I'm using a battery covered in ants. It's a 12-volt 7 amp hour battery, similar to what you'd use on an alarm system or an access control system. And to be fair, that will last for days on a charge. The actual current draw on this is 120 milliamps, so it's not very high at all. And that's an ideal kind of battery. You don't need to be lugging out more car batteries to power this system. So on the side of LaserLink, we mentioned before, we have this little silver button. And in order to pair that receiver to this remote control or LaserLink, we just hold this down for 3 seconds. The unit makes a long beep to tell you that it's now in programming mode, and then we take our magnetic programming tool and we swipe that past the spanner icon on the side of the TrapLink Pro receiver. LaserLink will beep twice to tell you it's now paired. So you can actually pair two traps to that unit. So you just repeat the same process for the second trap, and then you'll get SIMO pairs every time the beam is broken. If you wanted to have the trap hardwired onto LaserLink, you can then pair one trap wirelessly, so you can get SIMO pairs by mixing wired configuration and wireless configurations together. I think that about covers this system. As mentioned before, the amount of interest we've had on this system has been phenomenal. There's a lot of grounds which are looking to do something a little bit different. This could well be that ticket to bring something new to the simulated game industry. If you have any additional questions, don't feel free to get in touch, drop us a message. I'll be happy to help you and steer you in the right direction. Have a good day.